Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel, This Chick Budgets, where we discuss getting out of massive debt. Our family is $365,000 in debt, give or take a little more, and we are trying our damnedest to get out of this massive hole that we are in, and this is the budget for January 19th.
Sound drive.
We are back budgeting our next paycheck for January 19th. Now, our last paycheck did not include any other additional incomes as our side hustles weren't active, and we also didn't have a lot of extra money to play with. So this budget was relatively small. So we are going to make a ding in our finances with this paycheck as much as we possibly can. So our pay comes on January 19th, and it will carry us through the 1st. So this last check of the month does not include our mortgage, but it does include a lot of other bigger bills. Now, this paycheck is going to be a little bit tricky. Tricky in the sense that I live in Texas, y'all. So Texas just went through a massive freeze that sent everyone scrambling. So as prepared as I am, and as prepared as our home is, I still had to get a heater for our well house so that our pipes didn't freeze. It was trying to keep little lives safe out back in their coops and pens and just making sure that we didn't lose power. It was just a big to-do for the past couple of days, so we are just winding down from that. Knowing that, I know that our electric bill, which is typically due in the same week as or in the same pay period as our mortgage, in most instances, that electric bill is going to be stupid crazy. I looked at our electric bill from last December, and that's kind of how I finagled my budget for February, knowing that our next paycheck is going to not only cover our mortgage, but also cover the electric bill that's within that same pay period. So I had to try and save money from this pay period for January 19th. So that is why this is a little bit wonky. I also have some rollover figures in here and some credit card rewards that we'll go over next. So our income that I had originally budgeted was the $3,375. That's typically what we get with our side hustles and any extra income. That's typically what I budget for. We typically get a little bit higher than this, but just to make our budgeting very, very easy, I take the lowest figure that we typically get. So the $3,375 is what we have coming in. I budgeted that $3,375, which is our column A, the budgeted column. I decided to be a little bit more aggressive with our funds this pay period, and I have some extra money that I am projecting to have within our account, our main account, that we usually save our $50 buffers in. We don't always use our buffer, so it does accumulate in some pay periods. I am going to take $25 of that accumulated buffer that I have sitting in my main checking account, and I am going to pull it. I also have on one of our credit cards, I have enough to get back $50. So I chose to take that as a cash sum, which is due to hit my bank account in the next day or two, and I am going to use that money as well. So our original plan was $3,375. Doing these two extra things, I did get $3,450. And going through our budget, these bills and expenses are pretty much going to stay the same. I actually shouldn't say pretty much. They are going to stay the same. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to write down everything that will stay the same and get that written out. All right, so we also have an extra bill in here that I didn't originally account for, and that was a toll bill. We don't typically go into the city, but when we do, there's tolls everywhere. So we have a $20 toll bill that is added to this pay period. And still being with our $50 buffer, this is going to be $17.42 still, leaving us with $16.33. The $16.33 is what we have left. Now, I am also choosing to reduce our food budget by $50. We have a pretty good pantry stock up, and I did a little bit of additional stock up with our last month's grocery budget, knowing that January was going to be our coldest month. So we are well stocked. I'm going to take that extra $50 and I'm going to put it elsewhere. So we're going to do 400. Our miscellaneous is staying the same and our gas is staying the same. Now, keep in mind that our gas, miscellaneous, and date night expenses are once a month. I'm not able to do every paycheck and we get paid twice a month. So this is once a month totals for this column. Food and spending, miscellaneous, gas, and date night. They will all be per month expenses. So this is going to drop by $50, leaving me with $700 and $883 minus 50. Oops. I don't even know why I did that. $833, I believe. 883 minus 50. 833. So I have 833 up here. Now this is the time of the month that I am able to contribute to our sinking funds. So as I said in our last budget video, it is in my playlist. Look for the budget video for January 5th. I do go over some of the changes that I am making to my sinking funds. So I did add the fencing sinking fund, and all of those are going to stay the same, leaving me with $733. Now, here's where it gets a little wonky. I had originally wanted to pay off our Amazon card. Last budget, my Amazon card, I believe I said we were due to pay off about $525. That number has increased primarily because we needed to buy an outdoor heater for our well house and buy a few things to prepare for this freeze that we were about to go through this past week. So I know that our homeowner's deductible is, yes, $7,000. It makes me cringe every time I say it. So to avoid busted pipes and to avoid a lot of catastrophe, we spent additional money on our Amazon card to make sure that we had those ready to go when the temperatures plummeted. So this increased just a little bit, not to mention our interest payment just got added. So the payment is actually $663. That's how much we owe to pay the Amazon card off. Now, what I'm doing in preparation for our February pay period, as I had mentioned earlier within this video, our electric bill is going to ding us next pay period. And I know that it is coming in the same pay period as our mortgage. So I am going to be less aggressive on this Amazon card payoff for this last payment. I'm not going to pay it off. Reason being, I only budgeted $200. I will actually show you. I only budgeted $200 for our pay period coming up February 2nd. I had to increase that to $350 based upon last December's charges. Last December charges were $280 for our February bill. So I added the $150 to the $200 that I had already allocated for my electric bill. So I don't want to be caught short, because if I don't pay it on the day it's due after midnight, I accrue a fee. So I don't want to pay that fee. And I believe it's like $75. And we have 2 meters. So for us, that would be $150 if I don't pay this on time. So I am going to take $150 from my Amazon Payoff, and I am going to reallocate it to the electric bill. That way I am completely on time. So the other thing that I went over for this month is, when am I due to pay things off? For 2024, I have 3 bills that are due to get paid off or canceled this year. So my pest control loan is due to be paid off if I make all minimum payments as scheduled in December. That is going to save us $127 a month. Our Synchrony card, which is for my husband's tires on his truck, are due to be paid off in November. That gives us $125 a month. Our storage and renter's insurance, I am trying very, very hard to get rid of this one, hopefully by next month. That will save us $130 a month. So all in all, by the end of this year, even if I make no extra payments on anything, we're due to save $382 by December of this year. The 2 other bills that I am trying very, very hard to pay off a little bit early, more toward January of next year or this time next year, is our taxes and our loan for our mower. We do have a commercial mower, so that's why the payment is so much. So we are due to pay these off in May of 2025. I'm hoping to bump that up to about January. And if I can pay all of this off by this time next year, that saves $982 a month, y'all. That is huge. That's huge. Because that's money I can be putting on our second credit card, which is the next in line to be paid off after Amazon is paid off. So Amazon card had the highest interest rate. Now I'm going to switch to the highest balance. So I'm going to switch up my strategy for this next round of debt payoff, and hopefully all of this will work out. I am going to also scan my receipts into my Fetch account. And be on my way to get a $25 Amazon gift card, which will help out also. Thank you, as always, for watching my videos. I greatly appreciate it, and it means more to me than you realize. I know I ramble, and this is all my personal finances, so thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for all of your comments, your likes, you subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and help this channel grow. Until next time, thank you so much.